In the past 60 years, a stark gap has developed between African Americans and other races, leading to far lower marriage rates for Black Americans.
This marriage gap relies on various factors including historical tendencies and political and socio-economic disparities.
This gap is deeply rooted in African American culture, with some of the main reasons for this gap being a poor millennial job market, higher prison rates, differing levels of education, gender inequality, and even slavery-age cultural standards.
For this segment, our designated roles are going to be...
I'm going to be playing an African American woman.
I'm going to be playing a police officer.
We are playing the two douchey white guys.
I'm going to play the role of the African American male.
And I will be an employer.
When slaves were freed, Black people embraced the right to marry as a way of acceptance into society as free people. Before slavery was abolished, Black people participated in various types of intimate relationships, including child marriages, taking up, or sweethearting. Marriage became a force of domestication and homogenization, to fashion these former slaves into so-called normal citizens. The slavery-age history of African American marriage has contributed to the general perception of marriage in the Black community for decades.
What's going on here?
This is a trial marriage. We're seeing if we like each other before we get legally married.
Well, you guys know, according to Article 4, Section 5 of the Constitution of the United States, that is illegal, right? What? Stop resisting!
Education is one of the major factors in the Black marriage gap. According to research, African American women are least likely to marry out across racial lines, while African American men tend more to date and marry interracially, which further reduces the already limited supply of African American men available for marriage. According to Stanford law professor Ralph Richard Banks, there is still enormous pressure on Black women to only marry Black men to sustain the race and build strong Black families. And this means marrying Black men even if they are less educated or earn less money.
Among millennials, especially African Americans, it has become increasingly harder for them to find a job. In this upcoming example, a highly qualified African American and a Caucasian with few skills apply for the same job. Due to his race, the African American is unable to get the job. This causes lower amounts of interest for marriage from African American women due to their inability to provide for a family. This lowers the marriage rate among African Americans, further showing the Black marriage gap.
Hey, I heard you guys were hiring.
Okay.
Here's my resume.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're actually
But my
there's
resume.
nothing.
But my resume.
There's nothing available right
Nothing.
now.
Okay, that's fine.
Have a nice day.
Yo. Here's my resume.
I see. Well, just based off what I'm seeing here, I think you have a really strong chance of being hired. Since the 1950s, marriage rates have declined much more steeply for Americans of both genders with less education. Compared to both white and Hispanic women, Black women marry later in life, are less likely to marry at all, and have higher rates of marital instability, which means that there's a gap for many Black Americans. Also, due to gender-based wage differences, men are more likely to get married because they're better able to support a family.
Prison is one of the primary reasons for the Black marriage gap. A lot of African American males are simply missing or in prison. About 600,000 African American males are incarcerated between the ages of 25 and 54, or the prime years. Black American males are also 5.1 times more likely to be incarcerated than white American males are. A lot of these African American males are also missing. For every 100 Black American females, there are 17 missing Black American males, as opposed to only one missing white male for every 100 white females.
Hey, what's up? You got the stuff? Sir.
Shit! Hey! What are y'all doing? Crap! Hey!
What's your problem, officer?
Did you not see what?
Yo, I ain't doing nothing, man. I ain't doing nothing,
Hey,
bro.
according to Article 4, Section 5 of the Constitution of the The black marriage gap in culture. The rap and hip-hop music industry is vastly dominated by African American males. Many songs belonging to these genres are centered on the theme that African American males tend to glorify the single life and being with numerous different women. These examples include Every Girl in the World by Young Money, I Do It by Big Sean,
I love girls that's Arabian, Albanian, Caucasian. I ride around getting cranium because my dick is hard as titanium.
and No Lie by 2 Chainz.
I fucked her once and never fucked again. She could have a Grammy, I still treat her ass like a nominee. Just need to know what that pussy like, so one time is fine with me.
Marriage life is a rare subject in the rap and hip-hop culture.